Good afternoon, students. Last class we have discussed regarding the four types of crystalline solids, their characteristics, their properties, and their natures. Today now we have to see how these solids are formed. And in the formation of the solids, we can observe that each solid consists of small particles. These small particles may be atoms or ions or molecules, and these small particles are known as also unit cells. Unit cells. So unit cells are the smallest repeating unit that extends throughout the whole solid, so that we will get the complete structures. And these unit cells for a particular atom may be an atom, or it may be a molecule, or it may be an ions. Okay. And in this unit cell has 6 parameters. 6 parameters are present in these unit cells. And these 6 parameters are, let us say I am drawing a figure of a unit cells, a simple unit cells. Okay. So here you can see it is a unit cells, that is a simple unit cells, we can say simple unit cells. So you see, we have to see there are 3 lengths is there. That is alpha, beta, gamma. 3 lengths, that is A, B, C, as well as 3 angles, that is alpha, beta, gamma. Okay. So on the basis of these angles, that is parameters, we can classify into different categories. So regarding this, we can see by arrangement of the unit cells, we will get the crystals or the crystal systems. Okay, so the crystal system, that is, we can say that is formed by arrangement of the unit cells or the constituent particles. These crystal systems basically based upon our crystal system, based upon the unit cells, that is classified into 7 different categories, 7 categories or 7 types. Okay, and all these 7 types of unit cells or crystal systems where the unit cells are present are characterized by their bond lengths as well as the bond angles. So the bond lengths and bond angles are found to be differs into the different types of the crystal lattice. So let us say we have to go one by one type of the crystal system. So first of all we have to come the cubic crystal system. Cubic crystal system. In this cubic crystals, what will happen, sir? Let us say I have to draw the diagrams of cubic. It just looks like a cubes, and here all the angles and bond lengths are found to be same in nature. Okay, so all the bonds, that is the bond lengths, you can say edge length A, B, C, and angle alpha, beta, gamma. So in this type of the structure, we can found that the angles lengths, axial lengths, that is A, B, C, is found to be equal. Just like that, alpha, beta, gamma angles are also found to be 90 degree. So in cubic type crystals, what will happen? So the parameters, that 6 parameters, the angles are found to be 90 degree, and the bond lengths, that is length, breadth, and height, they are also found to be equal in nature. And some examples of this are, we can say NaCl or KCl. Okay, just these crystals shows also what is we can say cubic type of the patterns of the crystals. Okay. Now let us we have to go second type of the crystals, that is tetragonal. So in tetragonal systems, tetragonal crystal system, once again you see in tetragonal system, what will happen, sir? In the crystal structures, here the angles are found to be perpendicular to each other, and 2 bonds are found to be same, 2 lengths, and third length is found to be different. Let us say you have to take the structure of this crystal system. So that is tetragonal systems. Here what will happen, sir? You can see that here the lengths A, B, C, angles is alpha, beta, gamma. So in this case, what will happen, sir? Here the lengths, that is A or B, are found to be same, but C is not equal to. That is A is equal to B, but not equal to C. whereas alpha, beta, gamma all are found to be 90 degree with respect to each other. And here, in case of this type of the crystals, you can see some examples, that is titanium oxides, tin oxides. These compounds are found to be shown as this tetragonal type of the systems. Okay, so now we have to go regarding the third category of our crystal system. Orthorhombic crystal system. Orthorhombic crystal system. So in orthorhombic crystal system, what will happen is here the angles parameters is found to be 90 degree, but whereas the bonds are found to be different. That means these three axial lengths that we are taking, in this case, three axial lengths, they are found to be different. So what we get the A, B, C, that is lengths parameters. That is A, B, C, alpha, beta, gamma. So you can see particularly here these angles they are found to be belonging to 90 degree. But these three lengths, axial lengths, A and B and C, they are not found to be equal. So we can say here A is not equal to B is not equal to C. On the other hand, we can say alpha, beta, gamma equal to 90 degree. Some examples of these systems are, you can say, potassium nitrate, ferrous sulfates. These are all the examples of our orthorhombic crystal systems. Now let us move to go, that is monoclinic crystal systems. In case of fourth category, monoclinic crystal system. Monoclinic crystal systems, what we have to observe here, see, just like in these cases, here also, what happens, the bonds and angles are found to be differs from each other. So here the three lengths A, B, C, three angles alpha, beta and gamma. So here what will happen, in case of the monoclinic crystals, here the lengths, that is A not equal to B, not equal to C, and simultaneously you see the lengths, breadths and heights what we take, so they are not is found to be equal each other, whereas the angles regarding alpha and beta is found to be 90 degree, but gamma is not is to be 90 degree. Okay, and that is the characteristic of our monoclinic crystals, and its example just like gypsum and gypsum salts. Okay, these are few examples of our monoclinic crystal systems. So after the monoclinic crystal system, let us move to come next hexagonal crystal systems. Hexagonal, next we have to see the hexagonal crystal system, that is number 5. Crystal system. Hexagonal crystal system. So you see, in case of hexagonal crystal systems, it looks like an hexagon, and here what will happen, the bond angles are found to be 90 degree too, and one is 120 degree. Similarly, the angles, lengths, two lengths are found to be same, and third length is found to be different. So in hexagonal crystal system, this looks just like a hexagon, and in this hexagon what will happen, the structure just look like it is just like a hexagon. Okay, so in this hexagon, you see hexagon, this is just like a hexagon-like structures, and in these structures you can say A is equal to B and not equal to C. Similarly, alpha is equal to beta is equal to 90 degree, and gamma is equal to 120 degree. That is belongs to hexagonal type of the systems. Similarly, let us we have to come next our rhombohedral systems. In rhombohedral systems, similarly there are different in the bond angles as well as our bond lengths. In this case, what happens? None of the angles of the crystal systems are found to be 90 degree, but the lengths of the system are found to be equals. That means if you take A, B, C, just like A, B, C, okay. So you can observe that these three lengths, that is A, and height, that is B, and breadth, that is C, these three parameters are found to be same, and the angles alpha, beta, gamma, they are not found to be 90 degrees, whereas the lengths, axial lengths, they are found to be
certificate.
In case of the rhomboidal types, what will happen, sir? Regarding the bond angles and bond lengths, here we see the alpha, beta, gamma not 90 degree, but whereas the bond angles, that is A, B, C, they are found to be equals. A, B, C is found to be equals. So in case of rhomboidal systems, what will happen, sir? The lengths A, B, C, they are found to be equals, but whereas the angles, that is alpha, beta, gamma, they are not equal to 90 degree. All angles are found to be different. So, and the examples of rhomboidal system, we can say sodium nitrate and K1. So now let us look at if we come to triclinic systems. This is something different. In triclinic system, what will happen? So it is the most typical crystal systems, because in this case there is no bond angle is found to be perfect 90 degree, or no length is found to be same. That means their lengths are found to be different, all the lengths. Similarly, all the angles are also found to be different. So whenever we have to explain these triclinic systems, in this triclinic system, you can see all these angles, that is A, B, alpha, beta, gamma, or all the lengths A, B, C, or alpha, beta, gamma. In these sections or crystal systems, what we have to see, that is A not equal to B, not equal to C. Similarly, alpha not equal to beta, not equal to gamma. So alpha, beta, gamma, they are found to be not equals. Similarly, A not equal to B, not equal to C. These are also found not to be equals. And some examples of these systems are used copper sulfate crystals and potassium dichromate K2Cr2O7. These are belonging to the triclinic systems. So now, dear students, you see there are 7 different types of crystal systems where all the solids are found to be arranged, and while they are arranged, their arrangement is considered by taking their bond lengths, bond angles, and also bond lengths, that is ABC lengths, and that of the angles, that is alpha, beta, gamma. So let us have to write all these parameters in the form of a tables or tabular forms. Okay. So just look here, students. We have the 7 type of the crystal systems depending upon the different parameters of our unit cells. So in this 7 different type of the crystal system, the most simple crystal system is cubic crystal system. So cubic crystal system is very simple and systematic, where the unit cells are arranged in a particular orders, and these cubic systems has the bond lengths all are equals, that is A is equal to B is equal to C. 3 lengths are found to be equals. Similarly, the angles that are created by the solids in its units, that is alpha, beta, and gamma, they are also found to be possesses 90 degree. And examples of this type of solids, you can see crystalline solids, that is NaCl and KCl. Now you see tetragonal systems. In case of the tetragonal systems, the unit cells, what will happen? So here the angles, that is alpha, beta, gamma, they are found to be 90 degree, just like the cubic system. But what happens? Here 2 lengths are found to be same, that is A and B, but third length is found to be not equal with that of A and B. And here the examples, you can see titanium oxides and tin oxides, they are found to be formed this type of tetragonal crystal system. Next, you have to come orthorhombic systems. In case of orthorhombic systems, what will happen? Here different cases exist. Here what happens? All the angles are found to be formed 90 degree, whereas the bond lengths they are not 90 degree bond, but the angles are found to be 90 degree, but bond lengths they are not found to be equals. That is, you see the A not equal to B, not equal to C. On the other hand, alpha, beta, gamma, they are found to be 90 degree. And some examples of this category, you can say sodium nitrate, barium sulfate, ferrous sulfates, water, just like this. Now we have to come to the monoclinic systems. In case of the monoclinic systems, what happens? The bond lengths here also found to be not same. The length, breadth, and heights of the unit cells all are found to be different. On the other hand, the two angles, that is alpha beta, found to be 90 degree, whereas the gamma, it is not found to be 90 degree. And some examples of this category you can say Epsom salts and gypsums. Okay, they are found to be possesses this type of monoclinic system. Now let us move to come next category, that is the hexagonal systems. In hexagonal system, that is something different than those of the earlier system, because here the unit cell just like a hexagon. If you look from the outside, it looks like a hexagon. And this system also, the lengths are found to be A, B are found to be equal, but it is not equal with our C. Similarly, the two angles, they are found to be 90 degree, but one angle is found to be gamma is found to be 120 degree. Next, you have to come the rhombohedral systems. In case of the rhombohedral systems, what will happen? That is what we say the lengths are found to be same. That is A, B, and C. Okay. Whereas the three lengths are found to be equal, whereas in angles, the alpha, beta, gamma, they are not equal to be 90 degree. Some examples are sodium nitrate, just like that. Similarly, if you come triclinic system, this is a very particular type of the systems, and in this system, what will happen is the three lengths, they are found to be different, as well as three angles, nobody is also equal to 90 degree. They are also found to be different. So this triclinic system is different from all other systems, because in this case no lengths are found to be equals, or no angle is also found to be equals. Okay, and the examples of these systems are pentahydrates, copper sulfates, as well as potassium dichloronates. So this is all type of the crystal systems where the unit cells have their different angles and also different lengths also. Okay. The next topic, that is our arrangement of the solids. Let us look here, students. You have to see what is packing fractions. So packing fraction means, you see, whenever you have to keep these atoms or the unit cells, they are arranged. They are found to be, some spaces is found to be left over, and some spaces should be found to be occupied. So what is packing efficiency? Means it is the percentage of total volume of the unit cell compared to that of the number of atoms, volume of number of atoms present in that unit cell. So we can say packing efficiency, packing fraction, it is the ratio of the number of atoms present in the unit cells by volume of the unit cells. Okay. So in this case, whenever you have to take its percentage in 100%, then what will happen, sir? Whenever you take its percentage, then that is, you can say, packing efficiency. So efficiency, whenever you have to convert the fraction, packing fraction into hundreds, that is, you can say, packing efficiency. So packing fraction, it is, fraction means it is a ratio. So what is the ratio? It is a ratio between the total volume of the unit cell to that of the number of atoms present in the unit cell in form of their volumes. So you see here, we have to found here the packing fraction of our efficiency of three types of the cells. That is, you can say simple structure, simple cubic unit cell, simple cubic unit cell, and number two is face-centered unit cell, face-centered unit cell, and number three is body-centered units, body-centered units. So now you see, we have to discuss regarding packing fractions and packing efficiency of these three types of the unit cells: simple cubic unit cell, face-centered unit cell, body-centered unit cell. So now you see, in these three types of the unit cells, when you compare, how we have to found the packing fractions. We have to see, we have to take the number of atoms present in that particular unit cell as well as volume of that unit cell. In last class, we have to calculate the number of atoms in simple cubic unit cell face center unit cell, body center unit cells. So just you recall, in simple cubic unit cells we calculated there are one atom present in the structures, and face center unit cells there are four atoms are present in the structures, and body center unit cells we have to see there are two atoms present in the structures. Okay, so now we have to categorically come to these three types unit cells packing efficiency. So let us before we are going to finding the packing efficiency, we have to know some other things. Here the important things is we have to know what is the length of the cells, that is length of a cell, that we can say or also edge length, that we can say edge length, and it can be represented by A. Similarly, if we come regarding the radius of the cells, unit cells, that is radius we can represent as R. Okay. So now we have to find out the packing fractions by taking the edge length A and radius R. So by taking edge length and radius, we can find out the packing efficiency. Let us say first of all we have to come simple cubic unit cells. So in simple cubic unit cells, you know there are one atom is there. Okay. So if one atom is there, what is the volume of the unit cells? Volume of the let us first of all we come to the simple cubic unit cell. Simple cubic unit cell. Its packing efficiency. You know that one atom is present in a simple cubic unit cells. If this one atom is present, then what is first of all volume of the unit cell? Volume of the unit cell equal to, that is your AQ, edge length Q, or we can say that is AQ. Okay, but volume of that unit cell, volume of one atom, volume of the cube, volume of the units, volume of the cube, volume of the cube is equal to AQ. But volume of unit cell, is equal to 4 by 3 pi r, where r is the radius, where r is the radius. So you see volume of the cube, whole cube is equal to its edge length, that is AQ, because you have taken the edge length is A, so its volume is AQ. Whereas volume of the unit cell is equal to 4 by 3 pi r3, because it is considered just like a sphere. Okay, so we can say here our packing fraction. So in case of the simple cubic unit cells, since there is a one atom, so we can say the volume of the unit cell, volume of unit cell equal to 1 multiplied by 4 by 3 pi r, because there is a presence of one atom. Okay, and now you see in case of packing fraction, whenever we have to found that volume is equal to A is equal to, if R is equal to if R is in case of a simple cubic lattice, R is equal to A by 2 or A is equal to our 2R. Okay, so whenever we have to found its volume, just we will take packing fraction is equal to packing fraction, volume of the atoms, packing fraction, volume of atom present in unit cell, divided by volume of the cube. So now you see volume of the cubes. So you can observe here, that is volume of the unit cell is equal to 1 into 4 by 3 pi r cube, and volume of the cube is equal to A cube, because we know that cube length is A, that's why its volume is A cube, and volume of the number of atoms present in unit cell is 1 into 4 by 3 pi r cube. but we know that r is equal to a by 2, so we will put here r into at r, we will put 4 by 3, 1 into 4 by 3 by r cube, means a by 2 cube, a by 2 cube divided by say volume of atom present in a unit cell by volume of the unit cells. Okay. So you see in the volume of the unit cell, this unit cell has a length. Unit cell has length equal to a. Therefore, its volume is we can say a cube. Okay. So volume of the unit cell is a cube. Similarly, the number of atoms present in simple cubic structure 1, so it is found to be 1 into 4 by 3 pi r cube that is a cube. But we know that the radius and edge length has the relation radius is equal to a by 2 since it is a simple cubic structure. So in place of r we put a by 2. So 1 into 4 by 3 pi a by 2 cube by a cube. So 1 into 4 by 3 pi a cube by h by a cube. So 4 to a cube. So we get pi by 6 or 3.142 by 6 is equal to 52. So we see that the packing fractions of this simple cubic structure is 0.52. Okay, so take its packing efficiency, then we can say that is 0.52 multiplied 100, that is your 52%. That means while filling this type of the structures, that is your simple cubic structures, it has the filling capacity of 52%, and rest percent is found to be remaining our empty. Okay, and that is what we say the packing fractions that is found to be formed our simple cubic structures. Okay, body centered, face centered cubic structure. Now face centered cubic structure, its packing efficiency. So we can see in the face centered cubic structures, we already know there are 4 atoms present in the face FCC type of cubic crystals. So here what we will see that since the 4 atoms are present, so we can say volume occupied by 4 atoms are 4 into 4 by 3 pi r cube. So it will become 16 by 3 pi r cube. Now we have to count, this is the unit cells having the FCC structure. So in this structure you can observe there are 8 corners, 8 points is there, and beside this in the 6 faces 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, 6 atoms are present. Okay, so now if we take these structures and find its packing efficiency, because the number of atoms are 4, so we can multiply by 4 with volume of the unit cell, so we will get 16 by 3 pi r cube. Now we come to these pictures, come to the diagonal BD. This is a diagonal that is BD. You can say in this BD, you can observe there are 1 unit cell present at the center and 2 are present on the two sides. Here one and another here one. So what will happen? The total radius is, this is 2r, this is r and this is r. So we can see that the total length diagonal is your 4r. Okay. So if it is 4r, according to Pythagoras theorem, what we say, AD square and AB square equal to BD square. So we can write AB square plus AD square is equal to BD square. But AB is a length, head's length, and AB also head's length. So we can take A and A. So whenever we take an A square plus A square is equal to 4r square, where 4r is the diagonal length BD. So if 2a square is equal to 8r square, or ultimately a is equal to 2 root 2r, or r is equal to a by 2. So this is a relation of edge length with the radius of what is our face centered cubic structures. Now you see we have to find the volume of the cube. Volume of the cube is equal to its edge length, that is a cube, and edge length is we have to find 2r. So we will take 2r root 2r, it will become 8 root over 8 r cube. Okay, so in this 8 over 8 r cube, that is volume of the cube. Now instead of taking fraction, what will become? So volume occupied by 4 atoms in a unit cell divided by volume of the cubes. So volume occupied by 4 atoms are 16 by 3 pi r cube, and volume of the cube is 8 root over 8 r cube. So we'll ultimately get on solving 0.74. So its packing fraction is 0.74, and packing efficiency, if we multiply it with hundreds, okay, then we will get that is 0.74 and 200, that is 74%. So in this type of packing, you can see the solid is packed by 74%, and it's found to be losing heads or empty spaces, that is just 26%. So that is face-centered cubic structures. Now the third structure we have to come, that is our body-centered cubic structures. Yes, now we have to come body-centered cubic structures and its packing efficiency. So let us look here, sir. In case of body-centered structures, body-centered cubic structures, we see the number of atoms is 2. Number of atoms is 2. So the volume of the unit cell present in this structure, we can say volume of the unit cells. Volume of the unit cells. Okay. Volume of the unit cell present in this structure. That is volume occupied by the atoms. So volume occupied by the atoms. Occupied by atoms. By atoms is equal to 2 and 2, 4 by 3 pi r cube. Okay, so we see in this body-centered cubic structure, volume occupied by the unit cell, there are 2 atoms occupied, and the volume of the entire 2 atoms is 2 and 4 by 3 pi r cube. Okay, now we have to come to find out the volume of the cubes. Okay, so while we are finding the volume of the cubes, we have to find volume of the cube or unit cell is equal to our A cube, edge length cube. Okay. So now you see, finding the edge length A, let us take a triangle BDE. Okay. In BDE triangle, you see BE square is equal to EDD square plus that is BD square. BD square plus BD square. Okay. So, but you know, B is diagonal. B is diagonal. And B diagonal, you can observe here. You see, this is what we say. This is 1R, 2R. Okay. This is we take one radius, that is 2R. And this is the rest, that is 1R, this is the rest, that is 1R. So we can say the total length is R plus 2R plus R. So total B you can say the length is R plus 2R plus R is equal to 4R. Okay. Just like BD triangle, if you take triangle ABD, now you take triangle ABD. We can say that is BD square is equal to AD square plus AB square. But you know that AD is a one edge and AB is also one edge, and their length is A square. So we can take A square plus A square. Now if you come to BE edge length, BE square is equal to ED. ED, that is also one of the edge length. So we can say that is also A square, AD square, that is also BD square, or we can say A square plus A square plus A square. Whereas B, you found that that is BE is equal to 4R. So 4R square is equal to, we can say, what is that is 3A square. So we can found here 4R square is equal to 3A square. Or if you take 16R, that is equal to 16R square is equal to 3A square. Okay. Or R square is equal to how much? 3 by 16A square. or R is equal to root over 3 by 4a. Similarly, a square is equal to 16 r square by 3, or a is equal to, that implies a is equal to 4r by root 3. Okay, so we'll get the edge length is, that is 4r by root 3. So whenever you have to find that is packing efficiency, packing fraction, and in this packing fraction what will happen, sir? We take the number of atoms present in that cube, 2 and 2 4 by 3 pi r cube, divide by volume of the cube, that is a cube, and a is our 4r by root 3, that is a cube, or 2 and 2 4 by 3 pi r cube, that is a cube means 4r by root over 3 cube. So now we solve it. What will get? 8 by 3 pi r cube multiplied by root over 3 by 4, root over 3 by 4 r cube. Then finally we get that is it. So we see the packing efficiency of this type of the crystal body centric cubic structure is 0.68, or we can say packing efficiency of this crystal, that is 0.68 multiplied 100, we can say it is 68%. So packing efficiency of this body centric cubic structure, we have found it is 0.68%. So now you see we have to compare the packing efficiency of these three structures. So in simple cubic structure it is found to be 52, and face centric cubic structure it is found to be 74, and body centric cubic structure it is found to be 68%. Okay, so that is all about our packing efficiency and packing fractions of different type of the structures of unit cells. Okay.